Hey, it's Dan, and welcome to Unified Gaming. So, apologies for the delay. The mic was off, so if you've seen the intro animation a few times, my bad. But yeah, we're going to hop into PvP today. So, my kind of plan with this stream is to really sort of double down on those one-bar builds that we've been doing recently. We've had, obviously, the Vengeance test campaign, so we've kind of had to pause a bit of the one-bar stuff. And now that it's over, I want to kind of get back to that. So that's what this stream's all about. We're on the Oakensoul Sulk, that's on the channel already. And what I want to do is actually make some different builds tonight. So try different things, maybe a DK, maybe a Templar, maybe a Warden. And just to go, what can we do with subclassing? What can we do with Oakensoul? Can we make one-mob builds that are actually viable? And that's kind of the aim. We're going to start off though with the Sulk just to kind of show what we're doing, so you can kind of see the sort of power measure that we're looking for, and that will give you an idea. As always with the videos and stuff, you know, likes, comments, that stuff really helps out, and same subscribing, and if you want to be a member and stuff, there's details below. For the Sulk, if you've missed this is on the channel already. I've been asked on the comments a few times about, do we change some of the skills? I've gone on the PTS already. This is still really good on the PTS. So like, yes, this bit has been nerfed here. It still stacks twice. You can still shoot it 2 times, which means that this is still fine. We only use this because we can shoot it 2 times at once. So this build that you see here, I'm going to still run next patch. So don't stress there. And then I did consider possibly changing the monster pieces. There's a new monster set that is fantastic for this kind of build. So I'm probably going to switch to that. That said, it might get nerfed. But anyway, how are people doing with the sort of patch? Are they liking subclassing or not? Is it kind of what you're looking for? I'll put a poll up to see what you think, and also if you like the Oakensoul stuff. So I put a quick poll up to kind of just see what you guys think. We're in the BG. We're hoping that people join. We're about a player short. Infumi Nations says doesn't like the change with Lightning Form. Lightning Form I think is pretty decent. I think, you know, the change to Lightning Form in my mind makes sense. And the reason why, and bear in mind I'm on a Sulk, so Storm Calling is absolutely loaded at the moment with like everything you need. You've got Crit Surge, which is damage buff. You've got Streak, which is movement skill. You've got movement skill here plus armor buff plus AoE damage. Like, this is really strong. So they had to change something. And in my mind, Bound Armaments, or Bound Aegis in this case, is like an armor skill. So it just makes sense. But I could be wrong here. That's what I think anyway. So I kind of get the change. Oh no, the BG's going to close. Jeremy goes, hi, it's Dan. It's always, hey, it's Dan. Bruce Willis, I love it. Says changing how. They are taking the armor away from it, Bruce. I'll try one more queue and I'll go into Cyrodiil whilst waiting. I did a queue earlier, but it was like 30, as you'll see. It's like, yeah, 30. It's really, really long. We'll queue again to see if we can get into Battlegrounds. Bruce says he loves PvP. PvP is great. We'll pop into IC whilst we're waiting so we can do something. See, a lot of people are going bye-bye. I don't think it's going to be bye-bye. You don't use Hurricane for his armor. You use it for its speed. Like, the armor's nice, don't get me wrong. I think all that's going to happen is people are going to run Mighty Student. It's just major sub-build. But I think that for this skill line, I think it's pronounced Infumi. I'm really sorry if I said that wrong. For this skill line, the skill line's absolutely loaded. Like, it has a stupid amount of stuff. Like, you've got essentially major sorcery, major brutality, major resolve, movement skill, a stun escape skill with streak. You've got overload. Like, there isn't anything bad in that skill line. Well, at least now you kind of go, Hurricane is not the best. What's happening over here? Loads of reds. That's some good damage there on him. There's lots of reds. I'm just pushing down to the side because I don't know if you saw how many reds there were. There was an awful lot. I did push my potion, it didn't fire. Construct got me there. Oh, let's get this blade. There are a lot of reds there. Look how many reds there are. It just sucks to have to change my build so soon after making it. Yeah, I get that. It is a bit like poopy, I do feel for you. But I kind of like making the build, so I kind of get it. Like, for me, it's just, I get to change something. The one thing I really love with that set, look at our regen. Our regen is obscene. Like, it's 2.5k base. That's like really, really high. So we're going to see, there's some reds over here as well. Looks like there's a lot of reds in here today. I'm just charging my spec bow for people curious. And no players there. Let's go around. One packer says, I love my Oakensoul Wretched Werewolf PvP setup. It tops at 9k weapon damage. Is that 9k with you factor in the Oak Father's buff? Because I think like with... I'm struggling to see how you'd get to 9k generally, if that makes sense. Or are you like going, oh, the Oak Fathers will give me 1,000, so I'll add 1,000 to it. Bruce says, thank God vengeance is over. I quite like vengeance. We're going to stay on here for about 10 minutes or so, by the way. There were lots of people around here. Someone literally just started a kill. Where are we going? Just max stats and pounce. Oh, yeah, you have to stack pounce low to get that. Oh, he's got a slowed nightmare thing. That's horrible, that is. Trying to get through the door. Sorry, I was talking to the wife. We're looking to change the bathroom. So, yeah. The queue for background's pretty slow. Where are we with Cyrodiil? 19. So we're getting to Cyrodiil, hopefully. There's quite a few chasing, isn't there? There are so many of them. So many of them. That's the only issue when you make videos, you have people jump on you like that. Yeah, sorry, so just checking with chat. Wampacker's saying with his werewolf, he obviously just stacks loads of stuff. Oh, he's got Crotive on. You can tell he's got Crotive when you hit him for 900. There you go. Now it's off. I'm waiting for him to do his Crotive again. We're going to stack 2 spec bows, I think. This thing's very tanky, as you can see. We'll try and get us 2 spec bows again. But the other person at the back attacking us. Almost, I ran out of retools so much. We'll come back in. Oh, Battleground's ready. But you can see in the 1v1 against that Stamp Sulk, like, it literally would come down to whoever ran out of resource first would make a mistake first. Which is what I like with the Sulk. It, for a 1-bar build, it's very, very survivable. Yeah, sorry about that. I was just went at cats and all sorts. So I'm back properly. Just reading with chat. Infumi says, I did make a one-shot Sulk build with Ashen Grip, Oak Varth, Shattered Fate, and Anthem Construct, Crystal Weapon, Magical Contingency into a Nightblade surprise attack. I found I did a very similar thing with a bow. I find the bow easier to do just because you got the range. Like when you have to, it sounds silly, but if you do Contingency and then you have to get close to them, you do Crystal Weapon, Contingency, Cloak in that order. The Contingency procs, so you can't use the Cloak. And that was the issue that I found. Oh, there's a shield on. Take that anyway. Speed. Bruce says, how much pen do I have? You can never have enough. Let's just see if we can pull some people up here. They're going to follow me? No, they're not. That's him dead. Oh, no Cloak, fair enough. Oh, I got hit by two. I think it was 2 deep fishes at once. Yeah, 2 deep fishes and a crystal frags. Oh, he's going for the res. He's going for the res. He's gonna die. He's gonna die. Oh no, he got me up. Fair play to him. Fair play. We'll pop down here. The penetration was, I need to check in a second. Ah, 10k, Specbo, take that. Yeah. Penetration wise, we have 6k on a 1 bar, but we do have, because of obviously sharpen there, and then the skill has major breach. So we have like 12k pen. It's not the most. Best map for spawn killing. I'm going to switch Insect King after this one. So what I'll do in a moment is put a little poll up to see what you guys want to see build-wise. I'm thinking DK. Because I do quite like 1 bar DK. Oh, do you see that damage on him? Be melted. 12k is decent. Yeah, it's not bad. You try to get throwing knives to work in PvP. I like to challenge myself. Yeah, one of these. Oh, good dodge roll. I'm going to streak over here and just see if... Yeah, I've got a group coming. I get my overload ready. Oh. We'll just do this for sustain. There, we'll get round here. The dots are not that nice. Oh, you went for the bomb. Ah, I got him. The thing is, you have enough defense on this to move around. Streak, you're stress testing your build, nice. I've gone from one group into another group, that was helpful. They're not coming around. We'll grab their little ult. Have more ult, thank you. Oh, that is bull. Because I had my overload, I couldn't get the ult. That is such... Oh, that's so terrible. Yeah, there's a big group there, so let's just move. Just love that you streak when you get it with chains. Take that anytime. We'll go behind them, see if we can get some kills from behind. He's healing them. They're not coming out. Like, trying to get a 1v1, you just never get a 1v1. Who's gonna come? Is anybody gonna come up here? Just block that. Yeah, literally waiting for them. Oh, he's going for the elemental explosion. Have one of these, and you can have one of those. Oh, he survived. There, he's dead. Yeah, this is a 1 bar Sulk. It's pretty tanky for 1 bar. Streak away, go for a hill. They're coming through. They're not coming. They're not coming. Blast mounts is though. They're not like moving, are they? Cyrodiil, yes, I'm queued. Streak, if you're up for that. I do want to go and get onto a different build though. Yeah. Oh, yes, please. Oh, damage. Damage sigil. Absolutely love this thing. Dead. If I can... Oh, I went to go for the thing. I was just telling my guild that. You took your, my werewolf OP. Werewolf's great. It's a really fun class. Like, thing. The stun got me. I was going for the res. I've had 8 kills so far. Yeah, let me, whilst we're waiting, this halfway, we'll put a poll up about which subclass should we try and set up next. So we'll end this poll. And then what subclass should we try and set up? I do need to set it up though, fully. Warden, Templar, DK, other. If it's other, just put a message in chat, okay? Oh, he blew up, didn't he? He absolutely blew up, that poor dude. Oh. Let me pop down hither. And then, yeah, I'll go on, have a look at a different build. So I've got some ideas for different things. Rob's going to go Sulk, Plow, Werewolf. With the Oakensoul builds, just a heads up, my plan is try and keep them feeling like the base class. Oh, terrible time. That charm got me. Oh, that charm hit me. That chilling contingency. He had the Warden charm. The AoE got me. Because I went to roll and I rolled through it and then it stunned me. And I had no stand to... let's go for that person. They're gonna follow me around here? I'd go for the... Oh, you prefer chess. PvE straight up checkers. Ah, I was at 10 kills. It's not bad though. Let's look at the poll. Where are we with the poll? DK's at the top with 11 votes. So we'll hop on to the DK, it looks like. And we'll go from there. So let's switch to DK. My queue for Cyrodiil was, oh, we're number 1. But yeah, we're going to switch to DK because I did say that. So I will need to set the build up. So bear with me. Mo's MVP that BG looks like. Let's go with my Dragonknight. Where's my Dragonknight? There it is. So I've got a few DKs. I'm going to go with this one. I think he has the most stuff. But DK has the most, so we'll go with that. And then, yeah, my plan, as I said, is to try and find a DK setup that works whilst embracing subclassing, but still feeling like a Dragonknight. That's the plan. Rob says, nice chair squeak. Yeah, I need to get a new chair. Like, I've had this chair for God knows how long. So, what are we using currently? It looks like an alt gen build. Plague and Trickery. I don't even know what this was running, but this is very, very old. So let's pop on over to Evermore and get subclassing. So the way in which I do my subclass builds, I always start with the skills. So I've said this to people before, that I focus on what do I need for each kind of use. And with an Oakensoul build, you have very little skills, which makes it even harder. King's like, he'll get a new one soon. I kind of feel like it's part of the community at this point, like it's like a bit of nostalgia, the squeaky chair. Your Survivor scales rallying Too Mighty and Saint Seducer for Mythic. Saint Seducer is decent. So we are going to grab... we need that one. We need a burst still, so we could maybe change this one. Corrosive's very good though. I might change this one. This is one I'm thinking we're getting rid of. Okay, what I'm going to do, bear with me. I'm going to overlay a graphic that I've made. It's in my Discord, so if people are interested in that, I can obviously put it up for everybody. But essentially, it's like here's the skills you need. So I was thinking about kind of my build video guide that I made a couple weeks back. If you did it for Oakensoul, what would that look like? So it looks like this. Yeah. So I'm going to turn it off and I'll position it properly in a moment. Okay. So we'll just grab something. Let's grab a Nightblade. It doesn't matter which one we grab. Okay, so that's done now. So we're going to go to a respec shrine, and I'll put on the overlay. Sorry. Rob says possibly Pyreband Werewolf. Pyreband's fun. I did consider that. The problem is I don't have it farmed, and I really want to farm it, and I can't be bothered because it takes bloody ages to farm a class set in Infinite Archive, like stupid amount of time. But it is very, very good. So I'm like, do I? Don't I? For the King's like, good idea, Master Yoda. Yeah, so let's have a look at where we are. So I'm going to overlay this graphic as best I can. So excuse. It's kind of there in the right place. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what we're trying to do. Okay. So the things that you basically need to have is what's a spammable, a burst skill where you're trying to do loads of damage at once, a burst skill to stay alive, a kind of heal over time or a dot or some kind of flex thing, a mobility skill, and then a damage ult. That's what you really need. The damage ult could have your stun. Nart says you can farm it and spend your archival fortunes on creative set pieces. Oh, I might need to have a little look at that in a moment because I've got 15,000. Because if I just do it on an arc, you can just beam everything for death. Like, it's really easy. So for the kind of spammable, you want to have obviously whip. So let's first see what we got so far with like the main skills. So I'm going to put on the DK normal class on. So let's go with DK, get that there. So DK wise, what I'm going to do is I need to obviously have like a spammable of some kind. So that's going to be whip because that is kind of the way in which you play it, and you need to be able to charge it up to make this be the burst skill. So if you obviously use this, it becomes a burst skill too, which is awesome. So you then need to have one of these, which is a little annoying. Obviously Inferno is the alternative. You can spam this, it's pretty cheap. So that's what is that, 5k AoE, that's 5k with a dot. That's quite cheap. So we could do this, for example, and then we could basically charge up our whip. Then whip. Charge, 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 whip. Because this does do a bit of decent damage. It's not amazing, but you get obviously the initial hit plus the dot tick and the breach. So that does help. Because I feel like you have to have the whip if you're a DK, otherwise what are you doing? We need a burst heal, which, you know, typically is going to be your coag. So that's quite a good burst heal. A movement skill is going to be race against time. So I don't have Sigic on this, which is very, very depressing. I don't like using my crowns, as you can probably tell. I've got 18,000. I only buy ESO Plus. I do not ever buy crowns. Because I only use them for stuff like this. So where's the upgrade section? Upgrades, or is it utility? I always forget which one it's in. So we need a Sigic Order. Sell it for gold. I don't need gold, Rob. Yeah, because we need a movement skill. So then what I'm doing is I'm going through to see what can I do with base stuff before I add any subclassing, because it... So I've got, you know, spammable burst still there. Burst skill, sorry. Burst still mobility. And I then need some kind of additional heal over time or a stun or something. Now the DK would naturally, in all honesty, as an additional one, is use Petrify, use Shattering Rocks. It heals you, so you kind of get the stun. And that feels like a really decent subclass set of stuff. You don't have any good heal over time, because you don't have Vigor, but you've got Burst Heal, you've got some passive healing from this and a stun, which means your ult could be whatever you like. Now, the problem that DK always has is that all the passives work together, so you have to kind of like have them all, which doesn't really help with what we're trying to do. So we need a skill that will... I think we need more burst, because I don't think this is going to be enough damage, personally. Nart says, make a 1-bar Arcanist on your DK to speed farm. Yeah, I think I'm going to probably end up doing that with subclass and just put on the Arcanist set on any class and just farm it that way. Just get the beam and just bzzz everything. So I'm just thinking out loud. I'm thinking of skill combos. So when I play it, I think of how could I land burst. At the moment, I've only really got whip into leap. I don't have any other burst. And yes, I could do Shattering Rocks, whip, and leap. Or heavy attack, Shattering Rocks, leap, whip. But it is not enough instant damage at once. And a proc set could fix that, or a different burst skill. So let's have a look at what options we have. I feel like we could probably drop this line, because this is just sustain, which is nice. And it's a bit of mind brutality, but that's not essential. So I'm just having a little think of what we could do. Now, we could, if we drop the sustain from here, I'm just thinking of the passive wise, this gives us sustain in our passives. We could go with something like Animal Companions. We're in melee anyway. And then that will give us access to Deep Fissure, which is the burst. Because we could then run Deep Fissure instead there, and then we could get the Flourish, which is 20% recoveries, which is really nice, plus some crit. Plus extra passives here, so that's quite decent. We could then use Falcon of Swiftness instead of Accelerate, which gives us more damage, and it also lasts longer, and it's just a better version of Race Against Time. And it's also cheaper, and it's also more crit. So I'm thinking this might be the best we can get, because we can obviously use this whilst this is ticking. Whip, breath, whip, or leap into whip, and that would all land at once. And that'd be a good amount of burst. And then we can obviously have this. We will have no heal over time power, so we need to be really careful with that. But I think this might be a really good option to help. So, Animal Companions. I did consider Necro for Blast Bones, but the passives aren't that good. So you get a bit more crit against low health. Execute, basically. Some pen. That's quite a lot of pen, actually. Nice for the dots. So we could go with this and go with Blast Bones. Blast Bones cost an absolute fortune, but it hits very hard. They've got a bit of pen, a bit of crit, and some more dot damage, which is quite nice. You could obviously use a Night Blade, and use Assassination for Spec Bow. Like everybody's using Spec Bow, and it feels a bit like cheaty because it is crit damage, loads of crit chance, some healing with this, which is quite nice. What about Sorcerer? I'm going. So what I'm doing is I'm going through the skills to see what can I do to fix what I'm lacking. At the moment, it's Warden's looking pretty good. So is Necro or Nightblade. I don't feel Arcanist has any burst that we need. Templar doesn't have any raw burst skills. So I'm thinking maybe Warden, Animal Companion. This is probably where I'm going to go with this. And that's just more trying to get away from the Nightblade, but also it gives us better speed and more sustain, which we kind of need. So like we could do it for poison, just for like thematics. That does it harder. It is a lot cheaper though, isn't it? That is way cheaper, 1900 from 2.7. Yeah, I think we go this route. I'm curious, what would you pick with? I'll put a poll up to go. What would you pick for this? The options were Animal Companions, Gravelord, Assassination, but I'm just looking at what, like, trying to fill those gaps. This is what we're trying to get, and I feel like I can turn that graphical. I think we've got those bits covered. If I put them down here, you'll see, like, they're covered. They might not be in the right order because of the graphic. I'm not moving my skills around, but you get the idea. Let me shut across. Obviously, our stun is coming from the ult, so that will help there, but you get the idea. So I think this would be a viable skill set. Let's reset all our passives properly now. I'm using the leap because it's so cheap as my stun. So although I don't have a stun, because I've got this is really, really cheap to use. So this will be the stun, basically, is the thinking. And then what I'll then do is I'll jump into a battleground and try it out. I know obviously we can go with disease, which would be really nice with the DK theme. Let's get rid of all the stuff we don't need. So we don't need that. We don't need that. We are going to keep these. But we don't need that. We need that. And I'm not going to block. I'm low on skill points, so I'm going to have to be very mindful of what because that's just used all my skill points already. We're not using that. We're not using that. At the moment. I'm probably going to go 2H, only because of this. When we kill somebody, we get loads of stam regen. That's really, really helpful. Or no, I don't think we'll use bow. Probably, yeah, I'd use 2H, I think. Bond with nature. Okay, so we got all those. So I don't even have scribing on this, but I don't think I need scribing for this build. This is a Nord. Okay. So I'm going to go grab the Oakensoul from the good old Sorcerer now. And then we'll see how it works. At the moment, the poll is like literally is in the favour of Gravelord for Blast Bones. I do think that'll be more damage. But I worry about the sustain. Because we lose the sustain passive from the Earthen Heart, which is a lot of sustain. We have to make that somewhere. And then my thinking is maybe something like Pyre Band if I can get hold of it. And like Rally, like Pyre Band Rally. Yeah, just have a little thing about what we could do. This is my craft for people curious. So I'm just gonna make another copy of Oakensoul. And then we'll try out the DK. Yeah, so the poll was saying Gravelord, and that could, I think we'll try it to see, do we have enough sustain? Because the answer is that if we do, we could then probably go for a better burst skill, which I think Blast Bones is better, because we have Breach already. I don't know if I need more crafting to reconstruct this, actually. Miscellaneous antiquities. Where's Oakenchad? There it is. Sweet. Okay, we're gonna go infused because I love the more transmutes you get from PvP. It's amazing. Like one of the best changes ever. Let's drop the Oakensoul. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Battleground. I know I'm going to die, but what I'm wanting to test is the skills. Are they working kind of as I hope they do? Because if the skills aren't synergizing properly, I don't think it's going to work. Like with the Sulk, it was quite nice because the skill synergized really, really well. So we've got our Oakensoul. Do I have trigger? I've got trickery there, so we can run that there as just a stopgap. Rob says that, yeah, with Power Band you have to use it on a DK because it's the class set. Do I have Plague Shoulders? No, I do not. So the answer, do I have Plague Helmet on me? No, I do not. Do I have Plague anything else? I was also looking at farming this set, by the way, for this build. This is a very good set. Let's get a piece of Plague Break, just so I can at least have a 5-piece on. Appeal. None there. I'm going to queue for Battlegrounds whilst we're waiting. And I said I don't know if this will work yet, so this is what I want to test. Don't want a shield. It's training. That's 25k. I don't want to pay 25k for like just a throwaway item. It's like really expensive. Yeah, because we've got a movement skill. We've got a burst heal. Do I have any potions? I will need potions. I always run out of those things. So we're just looking for a piece of Plague Break whilst we're queued for Battlegrounds. And then you'll probably notice if you look at my sustains, my stand recovery is okay. I've got the Steed for some reason. I don't even know why I have that. I think this was a leveling up build. So that shows you how like far out this is. I'm not paying 50k. Yeah, so a few people are thinking the Animal Companions route like I am for the sustain. Belt. Do I have a belt on? Let's check. Do we have a belt? We do. So it has to be either legs. Just curious if I've got any trickery pieces that I do. So it could be legs then. We've seen that, so we might be able to buy that one. And I think you could use that Plague Break as a stopgap until you get 30. Oh, it's Impen though. I might buy that because I want the Impen. People are hitting so hard now. Like, that's just insane. Like, he's paying that much money for it. So we can take off the blood spawn. Herald of the Tome with Ardent Flame and Assassination. Oakensoul, Heart, Hexer's Ward. One Piece Magma, Flail, Beam. Noxious, Burst, Steel, and Vigor. I think Briar is really nice. So I think we've got most of our stuff there. We probably need to change our Mundus and get some food, get some potions. Consumables. Don't want those ones, I want those ones. I always like my tri potions, as we know. Rob says, I wish I would buff the impenetrate. No. I wish I would nerf rallying cry, to be honest. It's ridiculous. But that's like a pet hate of mine. Right, so we've got some more potions. Whenever they come through. I'm going to go to a guild house quickly. And then we'll put on a 2H. I may stick with the dual wood though, because I can get that bonus damage just from there. So that might help. We might need the damage. Because again, we lose the 10% from the minor brutality, which does make a difference. That's more of a grind build, not a deep archive build. Let's see what we are missing. So we get our potions on. Street said it should be 198. Would that be like 2.5% roughly? Yeah, so we're gonna lack a bit of pen. Let's get some penetration for now. Our damage feels very low. Yeah, we need to get our damage way up. Yeah, well, I wonder how this will do. I think DK is always one of the harder classes to build. I was saying to my friend Nath, who mains DK, that with subclassing, it's really difficult to ditch the DK part because all of it's interlinked. Like if you miss one skill line, it really doesn't feel like a DK, or it doesn't really work properly. We need a weapon damage. So we get a physical harm, not decrease. I used to buy purple stuff when I was on Xbox, but like the gold stuff's so much cheaper on PC now. Uh, 3.5 is better, not 1 night, so it's equal to Rallying Cry. A Rallying Cry just needs to get nerfed. The set's ridiculous. Yeah, we'll grab 2 of these. Yeah, I'll take that. 2.5k each. Yes, please. So we'll go into like Battlegrounds or Cyrodiil or something if needed. So I'm going to put that there. Because look, even with the... Because normally you can get away with this low regen on a DK because you'd have the ult passives. You don't have that. Oh, BG's is ready. My initial thoughts are our sustain's going to be rough. Like really, really rough. But what we're testing is the combo. So we're seeing, is it going to be okay? Because if you look at our sustain, look, not too high, in all honesty. I'm probably going to have to use that Jewels of Mistral. Don't think I have that on here. No. May have to use that instead. We'll use this one. Build into stasis effects. And then set-wise, I probably will drop obviously Trickery. I'm not going to use this long term. This is literally here as just a stopgap, just to check the skills. But my initial thoughts are, that's a very expensive mag skill. That's an expensive mag skill. That's an expensive mag. Well, it's not too bad actually, these two. And I have very little sustain. I do have 19k mag, so it's not like not loads, not that little. I think there's a damage one on the right, so we're going to try and rush to that. Yeah. And we'll get the damage one. Any bit of damage will help us. Oh, and the ult. Oh, he took it, he took it. Yeah, so lots of AoE in there, but that's fine. I think the fish is not bad. What's Mage Heroism, which I'll take that. Is that corrosive? Yeah, with the I'm gonna get ganked with that health. That magical explosion isn't that hard from that goat dude. So I can tell I need to push my resistances up because yes, I got 25k, which is decent. Six-K whip. Oh, hit the blast bones. Okay, that was quite nice with the whip. He's had 3 kills so far, lots of heals there. Let's get some heal going. 8k heal, take that. Almost had that dude. No, man, stab! This is where we're gonna die. Come back, come back. Save me, come back. Yeah, the leap's quite nice. I think we need the sustain though. So I think changing Trickery will help. There's a lot of healing in that group, it feels like it. There's lots of like small passive hots going on. Oh, take that damage buff, yes please. I'm dead. Ah, I got him there. That was nice. Yes. Let's look at the speed. So used to my deep fisher being on Y. Yeah. I need my deep... I'm so used to my deep fisher being on Y. I keep doing this for deep fisher. We'll leave the damage buff. I'm not going to keep using it. Yeah, so much AoE spam in that. Northern Storm. They're probably grouping up, aren't they? That team. So the question is, what do we change set-wise? I think we need a bit more sustain. That's him dead. Ah, that was nice. Let's get that card going. Essence Thief, yeah, that's not a bad shout. Like, the killing powers, I can kill people fine. So got him there. I just need to reposition, get some mag back. I found them. Plague Break back in the day was fantastic. Yeah, there's a lot of people sitting in that little group up here. There's 400, 700, a million. There's about 1.2 million heals in that group, roughly. Ah, that was nice. That leap into the with the deep fisher was lovely. I'm gonna get the sigil this time. Okay, we had quite a few kills there. 18 kills, so 1.4 million damage. Sigil OP. Ah, I got him. The deep fish helped. 19. We're out of Magicka. We are out of Magicka. Plague Break's been quite decent, actually. No, that wasn't too bad. It didn't feel like terrible. The sustain was on the lower side, I'm not going to lie. And we were missing all our jeweled passives. We had none of those in, or no 2H passives in. I feel like changing our food might be a good shout here before we do any sets, because, you know, if I look at the combat match, just look at all the add-ons. Oh, I think this has the off in PvP. Yeah, sorry about that. That's annoying. Let's queue back up. We need Jaws and Mistral, I think. It is. Ooh. That'll do. Yeah, Nart says I used to keep Plague Break on my DK all the time. It's really good this patch because everybody has Betty. Like, everybody runs Betty. So it's just constantly going pop, 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 which is really nice. So as you can see, this is like the process I go through when I make my builds. I essentially go, what do I need to run sort of skill-wise? Then what do I need to run food and glyph-wise? And then set-wise to round it off. Sometimes you obviously have a very easy run this, run this, run this. It's very simple. But like, our sustain was pretty low that match, but whereas this would help us out loads. Obviously that's quite nice, but that was like going off loads. That set. Just constantly kept seeing the little like explosions on people. Let's grab that. And where's my that one? There you go. This has been like the best change for me for PvP. They've got 10 crystals there and 25 there. So guaranteed 35 every day if you win a Battleground, because you get a reward of the worthy for winning and a Battleground box. So that's really, really nice. Our mag pool is lower though because of that, and we have less max stat, which is not ideal. Oh, do we go over the max stat or the regen? Oh, that is a very good question, because we need the health. I don't think we can drop the health. We've got none of these in, so don't do that. Like, we get a bit of damage here, I guess. There's a bit of free damage there. We can go to get that there for what's more damage there still. I just wonder, like, with such a low mag pool, can we sustain all these mag skills? We've got 3 of them to pay for, plus whip. Let's change some attributes around. I don't want to lose loads of health, but I do need a bit more mag. So it's not ideal. So I've made a few tweaks to like have a bit more mag to work with. Still an okay amount of stam to work with. I just can't roll loads. So that's like what I've got to be careful with. And we'll try and get another Battleground. Whilst we're waiting, we'll pop into Cyrodiil. What's the queue there? I think that's going to be huge. I know we can get it. We'll go into Cyrodiil whilst we wait. Now we could put on Wretched Vitality, like that's fine, and if we did Wretched, this obviously has Mage Breach, so this applies it really easily. This is obviously speed. There's also minor Berserk, so you won't get that there, but this would apply the both major and minor, so this will work. This is major. This is just fire damage, so we'd have to land this to get the set always working. but that could be a solution. So we could drop like Plague Break, for example, drop Trickery, because that's just there as like a temporary stopgap, just to see if the skills work. Let's check where the fight's at. There's some yellows over there. That's a yellow group. That's death if you go there. So we are not going to go. That's a small man group, which means they're coordinated, and we are going to die if we go there. I do think Essence is not a good option though, because it's damage and sustain and healing. It's really solid. We're not going to affect the jaw. Like we so could, but I'm not going to do that. I don't even know what my CP is. I don't think I've done CP on this. Oh no, that's okay. That CP's okay. Yeah, what do you guys think of the DK? Like, I know it's not finished by any means, but this is where I'm kind of seeing. You know what I said? I wonder if a surprise attack would be nice, but. Pyro. Look at him with the healers. Look at him with his heals. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, he's a very good healer too. They're trying back ganking me. A cold fire is disgusting. Sorry about that, cough. Oh, but somehow we killed somebody. We got an assist for that. Not sure how, but I'll take it. A meat bag, horrible. Oh, we killed him? Something hit me very freaking hard there, didn't it? The damage feels okay on this. Like, for a 1-bar DK, it seems okay. Like, we went in and did a lot of damage to that person there. He's using the sniper wrong. He used Crystal and Construct. He didn't do it right. Let me come up there. Crystal, weapon, and concealed are nice together. Hey, BGs. Ah, we got him. Okay, let's go into our BG. Sorry, I really wanted to use the leap. Yeah, I'm quite happy with Animal Companions, actually. I think that's quite a nice pairing. I'm going to put a poll just to go, what do you think of the DK so far? Like, it's not finished, I'm fully aware of that. But be kind of interesting to gauge where people are with what we have with the DK and kind of maybe the direction. So if you go, actually, it's not viable, what would you do differently? Like, it's an Oakensoul build, we only have 5 skills, it is very limited, we can change the sets, which help. But I want to kind of just know where people feel with it. It's not finished, I know that. I do think swapping Plague for Pyreband would be better. Nart said he's been trying to DK Sniper with Pyreband. They're trying to keep pressure up. If you get Null Arcana, whatever it's called, it's disgusting. It's a trial set. Which one is it? I always forget which one it comes from. From here? Yeah, this silvers. Silvers is disgusting. Dealing critical damage gives you a stack of silver for 10 seconds up to once every 0.4 seconds. Upon gaining your third stack, they merge and they do a huge amount of damage. This will stack really nicely with Pyreband because this hits really hard. It procs all of the time. Pyreband obviously will keep hitting them with extra damage over time, so you have more like status effects and more things critting. These would work really nicely together. So if you're doing like a bow pressure build, I would use this. The new set, next patch, the Black Gem one, is really, really cool. We do have some combat metrics numbers actually from the last one, so you can see what we do. We hit them for 6k whip, 6k leap, 3k, so that's 15k burst, so it's not bad. High and Plague would work, but the silvers is more burst. So like, I would probably do something like DK, and probably I'm only really going to use, if I was like using a sniper, I'd probably use this line, because this doesn't really help your damage. In all honesty, like this will help a little bit, and this will help a little bit. But silvers is honestly disgusting. I'd probably use dark magic for crystal weapon, because that, and then I'd use shadowy disguise because you want cloak, so use the shadow, and I'd use draconic power. Or you could go, instead of crystal, go overload. You could literally just do like light attack overload, would be proccing those at range, which is horrible. You could do it in melee as well. You could just do crystal and melee. You can do crystal with range. Let's look at the class sets whilst we're waiting. Is it arena? Is it an arena? Where's Infinite Archive? I always forget where they put it. It's in its own area. Dragonknight. So your light attack deal damage, heavy does more. I would probably go crystal weapon personally and use Pyreband and silvers. So I would use shadow, dark magic, and the draconic power, I think it is, which is for the heal. And then you'd literally do like light attack, crystal weapon, and you'll be proccing all these additional stuff. You could use like Torag's Pact with it for just having those light attacks hit like a truck, because that Pyreband's gonna hit really, really hard. The silvers will hit really hard, and the crystal weapon will just help you. Oh, this one's closing again. That's well annoying. Alright, we'll queue again. We'll go back into Cyrodiil whilst we're waiting. Alright, well that worked quite quick. This might be a 4v4. Excuse the squeaky chair. Oh no, we went into another one. Yeah, I think on this DK, I need to farm this set. Your light attack is still an extra 6k over 6 seconds, so it's basically 1000 damage every second, which is like Way of the Fire. But it can apply to lots of people. You can heavy attack for this big burst, which is really nice. And then obviously the damage scale is increased for weapon spell damage by 20% for each damage over time they have, up to 60%. So with that, the burning, double dot poisons, you got the noxious breath, so you can get a nice amount of free damage with this. But this one's actually going to start. I find Mage's Wrath isn't worth it not, personally. Anybody do it? I am waiting for the team to come. Oh, I'm very focused. Ah, I'm dead. I managed to get him. I managed to get the dude with the deep fissure, which is quite nice. Just got some mag back whilst waiting. Got all those dots on me. Let's get rid of those. So I've got an itch. One sec. You get that hill gun. The healing, the burst all seems okay actually. So we've got to be a bit careful with my magic. That was a nice bit. I had a 13k burster. That was pretty decent. It was the double spec bow got me though. So I had 3 kills so far. I went to go for the big whip. Feels so weird not having like ult sustain heal you. Whoa, that's a lot of AoE. A hell of a lot of AoE there. I think I need to be less aggressive for group. That's what I've kind of noticed, is that it doesn't have the same escape like the one bar Sulk does. DK and Warden. What else are you using? You've got DK and Warden only. We're trying to keep it more true to its base class. We managed to streak through, that's well annoying. Got a deep fish going. That was a huge burst, still that was. Ah, 7k whip. Take that. This feels viable for sure. I'm not even using damage stats. Let's get that healing going. Oh, we needed a... we're using Daedric Trickery, ironically, and Plague Break. So they're not like any meta sets by any means. Doesn't do as much damage though. For the whip. Okay, so that felt okay. I think obviously against really good players you're going to find it hard to get kills, in all honesty. I'm not going to lie. I think it's pretty decent. Rope said both Infinite Archive sets might be funny on a one bar. You could have Premier, Major and Minor Heroism with Basalt. I did honestly think that, I'm not going to lie. On one of my alt gen like shenanigan builds, I use Spell Wall, so the Sword and Shield ult, and I use Fuse of Harbinger. So when you put Spell Wall, which is automatic block, and Fuse of Harbinger, you end up getting loads and loads and loads of alt gen. Add in the Vampire, you can get, I had it up like 98% of fight, which basically just meant people hit me, they took damage, and I couldn't take any ranged attacks. It was really disgusting. It's very funny, but it's very, very toxic. I'll queue again for Battlegrounds. I don't group one. I don't know how good group. I've been queuing for group before. I don't know if I'm doing that. Nart said, I wonder how Talk would feel on this. If you use Talk, you don't have the Oakensoul stuff, and we're trying to keep it one bar. Because the advantage of this is you can just like play the build. You don't have to worry about your buffs. See, the Pedge, he's very good, he is. And he's also quite decent. He was okay, I remember. I'm not sure about these ones down here. But I remember the Pedge being very, very good. Yeah, if it was like trying to make a really good D kit, I'd probably would consider Talk a bit more, because it's a nice mythic, in all honesty, for that kind of like dual playstyle that we have here. Like, we're using both resource pools heavily. I do like the be able to spam leap though a lot. Having the Basalt Blood would be quite nice. I love it when you just hit glass and you're like, yep, someone's got tarnish on. Yeah, landing that deep fissure with a stacked whip was quite nice. Come on, regen. Almost. Literally tarnished. Blast bodes. Oh. Yeah, that's where we need the sustain. I need a bit more recovery. That kind of just... Yeah, let's just move out of there quick. That's like death in there, that is. It's nice, the satisfying pops that when play goes off. Yeah, play goes off quite a lot. Yeah, when there's three, you don't have the healing power to fight outnumbered like that. That's really noticeable. Can see Z break. Oof. Yeah, that guy down there, 500k healing. He's causing some issues for our team, for sure. You can see him up there, Larry. He's literally, and he's healing out all the time. Vampire ult. Let's get out of that, because that's a lot of AoE damage. Oh, he got me with the flail whilst I was in the air. I went to go for the... there it was. I went to go for the leap to stun him, to go for the whip. You gonna pop this way? Oh, that's a huge Dawnbreaker. Huge Dawnbreaker, 17k. I know there's that many in a group that if I go there, I'm going to die. So I'm going to move to the next objective and see if I can catch people on the tail end. Because they've got a healer with them. That's him dead. Yeah, that green group. Not sure what my group are. He's got 17k, he's gonna die. Alright. Let's see if we can... because we want to try and find people we can actually fight in the 1v1. You gonna follow me up here? We're waiting for his vampire ult to run out, we are. There you go. Yeah, as soon as his vampire ult ran out, he died really fast. Yeah, we're gonna have no luck in that group there. Yeah, he's waiting for his Northern Storm. That's it. That burst. The burst for Spec Bow is so good. Oh, blast bones. That was. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to change some of these sets. So I don't think Trickery actually adds enough for what we want. Do not blades. They have 1.3 million damage. We have 800k healing. Have a hill there. Oh, look at that. Here we got me for the thing. He's run off. Yeah, 1.4 million damage. What did our team do? Yeah, 30k damage. Ooh, that's rough. 32k damage there again. You're not using Sub Assault? No, I'm using the Deep Fissure for the breach. Get the original Battle Roar back with that. I like the idea of it, but you have to lose something. I think Higher Band is what we'll probably use as a... It will help our DPS. Because, you know, we'll be applying that constantly. I think maybe Pyre and Silvers. And just put regens and just use procs to fix some of the damage. Because none of this gives us defense, but we're pretty tanky considering. If you look at our resistances, but I say we're relatively tanky considering we are Oakensoul. And damage-wise, like Noxious is hitting for like 3k when we're spamming it, so it's doing decent spammable damage. We did say possibly trying Blast Bones, so we'll try that, see if that makes it any better than Deep Fissure. Not sure is the answer. So we'll drop that. We'll go Necro, Gravelord. So we're going to put on Blast Bones instead. Yeah. I'm thinking our base regen's so bloody low. 20% of a low number, it's still a low number. Because we can use that. It's also one less sort of mag skill to sustain, because obviously Deep Fissure is a stam. It's not a stam mag. You can tell it's late where I am. And you also get the Defile too, which will help. Blast Bones and Leap are very fun together. Oh yeah, you can literally just send it out and it'll... Or the pen could help. So when we're talking about the build, we were saying whether... I was kind of between Animal Companions, Gravelord, or Assassination. Because we needed a burst skill. The Assassination gives us, obviously, Spec Bow, which is fantastic. But every class could run it and it's going to be good. It just feels a bit like a get out. It's kind of like running Restoring Light. It's a very good defense skill line. Because I could, in all honesty, drop Draconic Power, run Restoring Light, run Assassination. And I've got a really good burster with some really good healing passives. I've got really good just burst skills with Spec Bow. And I don't even need to use the whip. I could literally just keep away from the DK stuff because it's pretty bad. Or I could keep Draconic Power as a burster and go with Assassination and Stormcalling. And it'll be really good. It would probably be better than what this currently is. And only use the burst heal. But it just feels like you're not playing the class. And for like my Oakensoul builds, I want them to feel like you're at least kind of a DK, where you're kind of a sorcerer. You're not just being No, a Sorcerer in disguise. Because that's very easy to do. Obviously, I don't know if that's what people are really hoping for, like a viable build. They're like, what is the best min-maxed 1 bar for DK, which won't be a DK stuff? Or are you actually trying to hope it's going to be a DK? And that's kind of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find that balance. Nart said, I would get rid of Race Against Time and run Ulfrids with Heal, Warriors, and Resolve. Use both so you can roll for Expedition. See, that doesn't sound like a bad shout. I just need to level my bow up. I've only got 1, which isn't terrible. The thing is, obviously, I was going to probably run 2 maces. Or a maul. And then I get the extra 3k pen. Because at the moment, I've got like nothing here for pen. So I could have an extra 3,000 penetration by using a maul or maces. Which is what I was thinking to help with the damage. Oh, Officer is fantastic for that. But you have to be next to them. Let's go to Scalarium and see what we can do. I don't think I've got it unlocked on this character. I'll go to the Westfield. Start the quest. Because this character has like, no scripts. The only concern I have with the Ulfrids though, without a movement skills, you're going to get stuck very quick. Because if you can't get away from death, you're going to die. We'll grab this. Whilst we're waiting, we're going to quickly do this quest. Infui says, I've got a question. With your werewolves, if you transform, you lose your weapon and it's passive. Do you lose the set bonus? Your set bonuses stay on, but the weapon effects don't, so it's a little weird. So anything that says passives like, for example, with a two-handed weapon equipped, it can't check if you have an axe or a sword or a mace because it's not technically equipped, so this doesn't apply. But the bow, because a bow is a bow, there's no like different versions of a bow, this does apply. And it's one of these really weird ones where some of them do apply and some don't. So typically it's basically this one applies. I'm not 100% sure if this applies or not. I can check it in a moment. And that's about it. BGs. We'll do the scribe when we come back. Rop says, would Pyroban and Sheer Venom, because of its execute scaling? I think if I want to... This can sound really harsh. And like the suggestions, all of them are really, really good. I'm trying to be really stubborn. And so it's not that I'm trying to ignore you. I'm trying to be stubborn because I want it to feel like a DK. And I know very well I could, in all honesty, just drop these because these are forcing me to be in melee. I'm having to be in melee because of this silly whip. And if I drop that, I could just run Pyroban, as you say, and Sheer Venom or Savara Scales. And I wouldn't have to worry about these two skills forcing me in melee. And then I could just use Poison Injection. I could use probably Snipe. Or I could change this one at this point to like Dark Magic and just use a Crystal Weapon. Or I could use the Sigic Order and use Crushing Weapon from here, which would give us Major Breach. So I could have like Crushing Weapon, Poison Arrow. Still keep this passive line. We just need to be mindful that some of these do need you to have some of them active. So like when we get the snare from here, I'm just trying to use these. I'm being really stubborn. Okay, we're going to see if Blast Bones is any better. I don't know, in all honesty. I hope it is. The Deep Fissure was pretty nice, though. Deep Fissure with Leap was very cool. Just can we sustain that extra stam? Go, Blast Bones, go! Yeah. Okay, that, I'm not gonna lie, that was quite cool. Can I get my heal? Can I get my heal? Yeah, take my heal, thank you. Let's pop down here, because I'm very, very low on health. Oh, he did not expect that, did he? He went to try and kill me and they got the leap with the blast fence. Oh, that was disgusting. Yeah, blast bones hits very, very hard. Oh, my blast bones would have gone but died. No. Okay, I quite the blast ones and leaps are really, really fun. Did you see how many glass there was? Like, psh, 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 psh. Yeah, we need to get rid of him. He's got a little bit of healing, not loads, but it does make a difference. Yeah, I probably will get rid of Kabak and run Alfred's Contingency, go for heal class mastery, because you get like damage reduction when they're near you, and also damage, which is nice. Having that healer with him is really freaking annoying, isn't it? I got a little dog after me. Yeah, there's so many of them. I tried pushing my heel and rolling, it didn't fire. Died. Yeah, blast bones is very good for this kind of map. You can just launch and fire. He stole the kill. He stole the kill. There's a tarnished. I stole that kill. I stole that kill. Rips when you're lining up blast pens with the leap. Yeah, it's lovely when it works. Doesn't always want to work though. There's lots of people here, to be fair though. Did push the hill and there it is. Korak's really good for healing. 10k heals and nice. Ah! Tarnished. Spec bow. Obviously, having the race against time would be better than what we currently have. He's got low health, isn't he? Yeah, blast once you land it is really, really good. Try to find my ult. Oh, that was horrible. That was disgusting. I can't use my... Go, blast bonus. Go! Believe in you. They use Skeletal Mage or Boneyard, they keep penetration buffer. The problem is that what would be drop blaze? I had 32 assists though. That's insane. Let's see if they all come this way. Yeah, I found them. I think that's a spec bow, Glorious Legacy, Blast Bones, Blast. There's 2 Blast Bones, of course. That's always nice when you get 2 blast bones at once. I was just trying to get my ult gen going. Yeah, go on. That was a huge spec bow. Huge spec bow. So that 12k? 13k. Need some healing. Okay, we've got some kills and then just a couple of blast bones came and got me. There it was, 9k. Yes. Do you guys think the blast bones version is better or worse? We should probably play the objective, actually. There's that much AoE. I think the glass got me with Tarnish. I'll just bombard. Yeah, I think Empire Band will be better than... Whoa, that was weird. Let's try this side. Yeah, the blast bones is quite fun to use. Run! 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 Oh, I'm using a bit of trickery. Yeah, I'm using a little bit of trickery and some plague break. There you go. We did alright with kills wise in the end. 1.5 million damage, 49 assists. That's stupid. That is obscene how many assists we had. Had some good healing though, 800k, 170, 160, 190, 130. That was good. I quite like the blast bones, I'm not going to lie, it's very, very satisfying. When blast bones lands with leap, it's like... And the whip, and if you stack the whip and you land all three at once, it's horrible. But I could use contingency here instead. This is really good as burst. It was dirt cheap and it's really strong. Let's do one more. I feel like we're kind of... I don't want that to feel like that was just luck, because that's the first time with blast bones, which is very good. And I don't want it to feel like it's just a fluke. Like, I'm going to change the sets. I'm going to run the Pyre Band instead of Plague Break. I think Pyre Band is just a better version of it for more just general use. So yeah, I'll do one more Battleground and I'll call it here, okay guys? But this has given us a few ideas of what we can do for the DK. And it will probably be along the lines of Pyre Band with Essence Thief, possibly. If we're going to melee, because we've got the sustain from Essence and the damage from Essence and the damage from Pyre. And we can then run maybe an extra regen glyph or two. So that's my thinking. Pyre Band, Essence Thief, maybe one Bloodspawn. As for Plague Break, Glenn, because of this patch adding subclassing, people obviously have Betty Nets now, so it goes off way more than normal. BGs. Okay, this will be the last one for the night, guys. I will put a link to my Discord, so if you get any questions, same bloody map. If you get any questions between like now and the next video and stuff, I do obviously have a Discord you can join. It's the easiest way to get hold of me. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, to just chat about builds, you know, if you get questions or need help, you know, just ask in there basically. Here's a link to it if you're interested in that. So just checking with Discord, one sec. I am very bad at multitasking, as you can probably tell. Yeah, I can't multitask for, like, if my life depended on it. I would literally be dying. Yeah, so what we're doing, if people are curious, we're on the DK, and we're trying to find a 1-bar version that kind of works. Now, we are deliberately trying to avoid the kind of most broken stuff forever. Like, we could use Assassination, we could use, you know, Overload, we could use bows, and just, yeah, you get the idea. I want it to play like a DK. And like DK in my mind is all about stacking whip, hitting really hard. We've added a bit of blast bones to this to give us another burst skill, which hits really, really hard. And it also has some nice status effects. And the Gravelord passive gives us more like just damage with dots, so that works really well with the DK stuff. Doesn't help us sustain. Ideally, I would use double dot poisons. I don't have them, which is very unfortunate. But double dot poisons would be much, much better for this. And then the plan is between now and the next video at some point, I have to go into Infinite Archive and I have to farm this set. This is so good in DK. So your light attacks do just bonus damage. If you do a heavy attack, it does a big explosion. It does more damage if they have dots around them. It does more damage if they're lower health. So it's just really, really, really good. So this is just fantastic. I have to farm this set basically. I'm going to just see. So you've got people with really high health pools. Go, blast stones, go. Blast stones has failed me. He has not come. There's a lot of healing in that group. Hella lot of healing in that group. We've had 7 assists there. I got him with the leap. He got me with the skull. So we've got both of them. Let's grab this one quickly. He stole the kill. You get right on my attacks with the leap in the end. Ah, I got it with toxic. Yeah, that was a toxic. Feels like they have healers with their group. Yeah, they've got some more like off healers in their group. Definitely makes a difference. Alright, we're gonna push up here. We are. Alright, we've got them with the dots. I've got to roll away from it. I went for the leap. So many people were there. Yeah, I got 300, 300, 200. There's a lot of cross hills. They're just really small ones, but it really makes a difference. Let's go for a little breath spam. Little deadlands. Yeah, 14 assists. A lot of assists. Let's move around. Yeah, there's the damage. You can feel it coming in. Look at all those range AoEs. There's so many of them. Yeah, that healer there. Oh. Slaughterfish got me. I wasn't in the water, I was on the edge. I was on the edge. We'll go. Up we go. Let's. This is where power band would be really helpful. I went for the thing. The blast mode is very satisfying when it lands. I want to just get some healing going. Lots of healers going. Determined to kill the tank. Okay, we've got Vim. We've got 22 assists and 17 kills. It's not too bad. Go on, Blast Bones. Too late, my friend. It was too late, wasn't he? Yeah. That's the only issue with Blast Bones. You have to fire it like more melee rather than long distance like that. It would have been glorious if it landed with a leap. Enough for me? No, no, not. Fire my ult! My ult would not fire. You see me fire, pushing it, it just didn't want to fire. Oh, he's on that tank thing. Waste of time fighting that. So many tanks in this. On that green team. I think we've won this one. So much healing. Ah, that wasn't bad though. I definitely feel Blast Bones is much more damage. I can morph accelerate now. How much healing did I have? 1.1, almost 900. So that's, was that 2 million, 2.6, 2.9 roughly. Yeah, but that is insane how much healing they had. Yeah, but about 2.5 million healing. And what did we have? We had a bit of healing going on ourselves, but not as much. I think with Blast Bones we found like it's got more damage. It's not as reliable as the animal companions, and the sustain's not as good. Plague Break was doing some great damage then, like 9k in PvP is awesome. There's our Plague Break. Let's see if we've got any other examples of that. You see, it didn't go too often actually. Yeah, but Blast Bones hitting 8k consistent. That's like literally hit land Dawnbreaker. But yeah, I'm going to go call it here, guys, because it is 11:30 where I am at night, so it's very late. If you get questions about obviously builds and stuff, there's a Discord in the chat link already. And you know, as always, if you like what I do with the videos and stuff, likes and comments are greatly appreciated. And if you haven't done so, do subscribe so you stay up to date with the builds, the videos, and all that stuff coming to the channel. I want to say a massive thank you to all of the YouTube and Patreon members who do support the channel. If you want to support the channel to get access to videos early, exclusive builds and guides, there's details down below. But as always, I'll catch you next video or stream. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care. And bye.